Okay, so let's imagine for a second you're trying to like build a, like a chatbot
Uh-huh.
that can help people like actually troubleshoot tech issues.
Right.
But getting those large language models to like really deliver
Yep.
reliable solutions. It's kind of like almost like teaching a parrot to recite Shakespeare.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Takes finesse.
Yeah, it takes serious finesse, right?
Absolutely.
And that's where I think this is so cool.
Yeah.
This whole idea of prompt engineering.
Right.
Which is about crafting these perfect prompts
Mm-hmm.
to guide the AI to give you the most like relevant and accurate responses.
It's about steering them in the right direction.
Yes, and that is where PromptSpark comes in.
PromptSpark, yes.
Which is the brainchild of Mark Hazleton, who is a Microsoft ASP.NET Solutions architect.
Okay.
Who clearly like loves using tech to solve problems.
Yeah, his passion really shines through in this platform.
It does. And so PromptSpark is all about, it's for managing and tracking and comparing prompts for large language models.
I see.
So if you're ever feeling lost in the AI world, this could be your compass.
It can, absolutely. And it really helps you, I think, get the most out of your AI interactions.
Yeah, and it's got all these cool features.
Oh, yeah.
Like there's a library of pre-built prompts.
Mm-hmm.
There are tools to track like how well your prompts are performing.
Right.
And you can even like simulate conversations with like different AI personalities.
Right, wow.
So it's like having a team of AI assistants, each with their own
That's a really cool way to put it.
style and expertise.
I like that a lot.
And the evolution of PromptSpark itself, I think, is really cool.
Yeah, what is that?
So it started as like this simple console app.
Okay.
And it's grown into this really sophisticated platform thanks to things like GitHub Copilot,
Wow.
ChatGPT,
Yeah.
and DevExpress CodeRush.
Interesting.
Mark even says that CodeRush really helped get PromptSpark
cool.
off the ground.
So that's great.
So how PromptSpark breaks down its approach is there are 3 key components.
Okay.
And it's kind of like if you were building a house, you have like the blueprint, then you customize it with different options.
Yeah.
And then finally you test it out to see if it meets your needs.
Okay, I like that analogy.
So there are core sparks,
Okay.
spark variants, and user prompts.
Okay.
So the core sparks are like the foundation.
Got it.
They define like the behavior and the output expectations for the AI.
Okay.
And then spark variants are like different flavors of that same core spark.
Okay.
Where you can experiment with different setups and parameters.
Interesting.
Like system prompts,
Uh-huh.
output type,
All right.
even the model version.
So you can really fine-tune how you're communicating with the AI.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So it's like imagine you have a core spark for generating creative stories.
Okay.
Now, with spark variants, you could have one that specializes in sci-fi, another one for romance. I see.
Another one for historical fiction.
That makes sense.
And then the beauty of it is
Yeah.
you can test all those side by side
Interesting.
using the same user prompts.
That's really useful for comparisons.
Yeah. And that gives you a true apples to apples comparison.
I see.
So you can see which variant performs best for like a particular task.
That's a great way to optimize your prompts.
Right. And user prompts are basically like your test scenarios
that
you throw at the AI to see how it reacts.
Like a dress rehearsal for the AI.
So, for example, you could have a user prompt that asks the AI to write a short story about a talking cat.
Okay.
And then you could run that same prompt through all your variants, like the sci-fi one, the romance one, the historical fiction one.
That's a great way to see how each variant interprets the same prompt.
Exactly. And then what I think is so cool is that PromptSpark lets you track and compare the performance of each variant.
So you can see things like choke and count response time. How will the outputs match the core Spark definition?
So you're making data-driven decisions about your prompts.
Exactly.
Very cool.
And this brings us to a really crucial point.
Okay.
Which is that I think, LLM prompting.
Yeah.
It's not just about getting the AI to do what you want.
Right.
It's also about understanding the power and the limitations of these models.
It's a window into how they think.
I never thought of it that way.
It is really, and it's fascinating because by experimenting with those prompts and variants, you can kind of start to see, how the AI thinks, how it interprets language, how it responds to different cues.
It's like those psychology experiments.
Oh, yeah.
When they show you an image and ask you what you see.
Exactly.
And it's like, wow, that's how your brain works.
Yeah, it reveals so much.
Yeah.
And so just like with humans, each AI model has its own, like, strengths and weaknesses.
Some models might be really good at generating creative text.
Yeah.
While others might excel at, like, factual analysis.
Okay.
So PromptSpark allows you to explore those nuances and to really choose the best model for the job.
It's all about the right tool for the right job.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
And so that's why I think this deep dive is so valuable.
Yeah.
Because it's about empowering, the listener to become a prompt engineer.
To become a master of AI communication.
Yes.
I love that.
And speaking of pushing boundaries,
yeah,
let's talk about these mega prompts.
Mega prompts.
Which are like prompts on steroids, basically.
Okay.
Carefully structured to boost the quality and relevance of AI-generated content.
So they're like a set of guidelines or frameworks to help you really think through every aspect of a prompt.
It takes prompt engineering to a whole new level.
Absolutely.
And so PromptSpark lets you compare
different mega prompt writing strategies.
Oh.
Using the same user input.
So it's like a prompt showdown?
Is like a prompt showdown.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
So we'll get into like the different strategies.
All right.
But for now, just know that each one has its own strengths and like ideal use cases.
Makes sense.
So let's shift gears for a moment and talk about tokens.
Tokens.
Which are, I think, often overlooked in the AI world.
They're tiny, but they're mighty.
Yeah. So I have to admit, like, I'm a little bit fuzzy on this whole token thing.
Yeah.
Can you, like, break it down for me?
Okay. So think of tokens like the building blocks of language as far as LLMs are concerned.
Okay.
They're the smallest units of data that the model learns from and predicts.
So is it like a word or a letter?
It can be either or even like a combination of both.
Okay.
It all depends on like how the text is processed.
Got it.
So for example, the word hello might be a single token, while the word unforgettable might be broken down into multiple tokens, like unforget table.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So why are tokens important?
They're important because they play a crucial role in how LLMs make predictions. So after processing a sequence of tokens, the model tries to predict the next token in the sequence. So it assigns probabilities to different possible tokens and typically selects the one with the highest probability.
So it's like a game of guess the next word, but on a massive scale.
Exactly. And that's what gives LLMs their fluency and ability to generate human-like text.
Yeah.
They're not just regurgitating pre-programmed phrases.
Okay.
They're making educated guesses.
Right.
Based on the patterns that they've learned.
Got it.
From vast amounts of data.
So here's the catch, though.
Yeah.
That I've heard. Is that tokens can impact the cost.
Yes, they can.
Of using LLM.
Yes, that's true. A lot of providers charge based on the number of tokens processed. Oh, okay.
So like longer prompts or prompts that generate longer outputs can result in higher costs.
It's like an all-you-can-eat buffet where you pay more if you have a bigger appetite.
It is very much like that.
Okay.
So it's crucial to be mindful of token usage when you're crafting prompts. You want to provide enough context for the AI to do its job, but you also want to keep the prompt concise to manage those costs effectively.
Okay, so it's all about finding that sweet spot.
It is.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's another area where PromptSpark can be really helpful.
Okay, how so?
Because it gives you insights into token usage.
Oh, wow.
For each prompt and variant.
So you can optimize for performance and cost.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
It's like a budget tracker for your AI interactions.
I like that, a budget tracker.
So speaking of getting the most out of your AI, let's talk about fine-tuning.
Fine-tuning.
I've heard this term a lot, but I'm not totally sure what it means.
Well, think of fine-tuning as a way to personalize your AI model.
Okay.
So it's about taking a pre-trained model and customizing it for a specific task or data set.
So it's like taking a generic chef's knife.
Right.
And sharpening it to make it perfect for slicing sushi.
Exactly. You're taking a model that has a broad understanding of language and giving it specialized training to excel in a particular area.
Okay, so you might fine-tune it to be really good at writing product descriptions.
Yeah, exactly, like product descriptions.
Legal documents or
translating technical manuals.
Okay, things like that. So it's like sending your AI to a specialized training camp.
It is very much like that.
Okay.
Where it learns the tricks of the trade.
And fine-tuning can be really powerful.
It is.
Because you're leveraging the knowledge of a pre-trained model, but tailoring it to perform better on tasks that are relevant to you.
Absolutely. It's a game changer.
So it's like taking a really talented athlete and giving them a coach.
Exact.
To help them reach their full potential.
That's a great way to put it. And what's really cool is that fine-tuning is becoming more accessible.
It is.
Thanks to all these tools and platforms.
Yeah, and it's becoming more common.
So you don't need to be like an AI guru to fine-tune your own models.
Not at all.
Oh, okay, that's great.
There are resources and tutorials available
cool.
that can guide you through the process.
Okay, cool.
Step by step.
Well, this has been a really cool journey.
It has.
Into the world of PromptSpark so far.
Yeah.
I feel like we've explored the key components of this platform. How it empowers you to experiment with prompts and variants.
Yeah.
And how it can help you understand the power and the limitations of different AI models.
The strengths and weaknesses of each model.
And we're just getting started.
I know. I'm excited for what's next.
So stay tuned, because next we'll be diving into this world of mega prompt writing strategies.
Yes.
Where we're going to uncover different frameworks for crafting those killer prompts that can really unlock the potential of your AI.
Absolutely.
So buckle up.
I'm ready. Okay, so now that we've laid the groundwork, let's dive into this really cool world of mega prompt writing strategies.
Okay.
So think of these as blueprints for crafting these powerful prompts that can unlock the true potential of your AI.
So it's like having a toolbox full of specialized tools for prompt engineering.
Yes. Each tool is designed for a specific purpose.
Okay, and so what kind of strategies are we talking about here?
So there are several popular ones out there, but let's focus on 4 that PromptSpark highlights, which are CREATE, ASPEs, CCT, POETRY, and FOCUS.
Okay.
Each one has its own strength and its own ideal use cases.
Okay, so CREATE.
Yes.
That one sounds kind of intriguing.
It is.
What does that stand for?
It stands for context, role, event, action, twist, and end result.
Okay.
This strategy is all about setting the stage for the AI, providing a rich backdrop that guides it towards generating a more comprehensive and engaging response.
It's like giving the AI a script for a play.
It is.
Complete with characters setting plot twists and a satisfying resolution.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
And PromptSpark provides a fantastic example of the CREATE strategy in action with its Wichita Wisdom Core Spark.
Oh, okay.
This Core Spark is designed to create an AI system that can engage users in conversations about Wichita, Kansas.
So imagine you're planning a trip to Wichita.
Yeah.
And you want to learn more about the city.
Right.
You could ask the Wichita Wisdom AI all sorts of questions.
Exactly.
And it would give you these really informative and engaging responses.
And the CREATE strategy is what makes those responses so compelling.
Okay.
So by carefully defining the context, the role, the event, the action, the twist, and the end result, you're creating this framework that guides the AI towards generating responses that are not only accurate, but also engaging and tailored to the user's needs.
It's like having a personal tour guide.
It is.
For Wichita.
But powered by AI.
Okay, so let's break it down.
Okay.
Using this Wichita Wisdom example.
All right.
So the context provides the AI with detailed information about Wichita, including its history, cultural landmarks, and even its current dynamics as a thriving economic and cultural hub.
Exactly. So it's giving the AI Wichita 101.
It's like giving it Wichita 101.
Exactly.
And then the role defines the AI as a knowledgeable, enthusiastic local historian and cultural ambassador. So it's not just a neutral information provider.
Right.
It's a passionate advocate for the city.
It is.
Eager to share its insights and recommendations.
Yeah, it's like the AI saying, I love Wichita and I want you to love it too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then the event
centers around a user planning a visit to Wichita and inquiring about historical sites, cultural experiences, local recommendations.
So the AI knows it's talking to someone who wants to visit.
Right.
And it tailors its responses.
Exactly.
Okay, and then the action involves the AI providing a comprehensive and tailored guide to Wichita, engaging the user with detailed descriptions, anecdotes, and personalized recommendations.
Exactly.
Based on their interest.
It's like having a custom-made itinerary.
It is.
For your trip.
Yeah. And then the twist, in this case, involves the AI introducing interactive queries
Oh, cool.
To like refine user preferences.
Oh, wow.
For more personalized advice.
So it's enhancing the engagement and customization.
Yeah, so it's not just a one-way flow of information.
Right.
The AI is actually asking questions too.
Exactly. It's trying to understand the user's needs and preferences.
And then the end result is for the user to feel well-informed and excited about their upcoming trip.
Absolutely.
Equipped with this personalized itinerary.
That reflects a deep appreciation for the city.
It's all about creating like a positive experience for the user.
Goal.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on to the ASPE-CCT strategy.
ASPE-CCT.
Which stands for?
Audience, subject, purpose, engagement, constraints, and creativity. Okay. So, as the name suggests, it really emphasizes tailoring your prompts to a specific audience and purpose.
So with ASPE-CCT, we're really thinking about who we're talking to and what we want them to take away from the AI's response.
And by setting those clear constraints, we can help maintain the quality and relevance of that content.
Okay.
So, for instance, you might specify a word limit to ensure concise responses.
Okay.
Or set guidelines for the tone and style of the writing.
So it's like giving the AI a set of rules to follow.
It is very much like that.
So it doesn't go off on a tangent.
Right.
Or generate content that's inappropriate for the target audience.
Exactly.
Okay. And so PromptSpark uses ASPE-CCT for its Wichita Wisdom System prompt.
Okay.
Aiming to create engaging and informative content for potential visitors to Wichita.
Okay, so if someone asks the AI, what are some fun things to do in Wichita with kids?
Yeah.
The AI will take into account that the audience is families with children and provide recommendations accordingly.
Okay, and it goes beyond just like providing information.
Yes, it does.
ASPE-CT encourages thinking about how to engage the audience.
Exactly.
So maybe through interactive elements.
Right.
Like quizzes or personalized recommendations.
It's like turning the AI into an interactive guidebook.
Exactly.
That can adapt to the user's interests.
Yeah, that's the key engagement.
It is.
It's not just about delivering facts.
Right. It's
about creating an experience.
It's about resonating with the user.
And creativity plays a crucial role here.
Absolutely.
Encouraging the AI to use like vivid storytelling.
Yes.
And imaginative scenarios.
To bring Wichita to life.
So the AI might use really colorful language and paint a picture of what it's like to visit a particular attraction.
Exactly.
Or participate in a local event.
It's about making the AI's responses come alive.
Yeah.
And capture the user's imagination.
Okay, next up, we have POETRY.
POETRY.
It stands for?
Purpose, overview, elements, tone, restrictions, and yield.
This one sounds quite poetic.
It does, doesn't it?
It does.
This strategy takes a very holistic approach to prompt design.
Okay.
Aiming to balance content structure with creative flair.
So we're not just giving the AI a task.
Right.
We're setting the stage for something richer.
Yes, a more layered response.
Okay.
So POETRY encourages us to think about the overall narrative we want to create with the AI.
Okay.
So we're providing it with a roadmap. Guiding it towards generating a response that fulfills a specific purpose, covers key elements, and maintains a consistent tone.
It's like giving the AI a blueprint for a building.
It is.
Ensuring that it has all the essential components.
Right.
And follows a cohesive design.
And those restrictions are important, too, because they set boundaries for the AI, ensuring that the response stays on track and meets those defined criteria.
So it's about finding that sweet spot.
It is.
Between freedom and structure.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so PromptSpark uses POETRY to craft a system prompt for Wichita Wisdom that focuses on historical and cultural insights, particularly for tourists and educators.
So if like a teacher wants to use the AI to create a lesson plan about Wichita's history, POETRY ensures that the AI's responses are accurate, engaging and appropriate for that audience.
It could even suggest interactive elements or learning activities to make the lesson more engaging and memorable.
So POETRY can be a powerful tool for creating educational content.
It can.
Okay, so last up, we have FOCUS.
FOCUS.
Which stands for?
Framing, objective, criteria, user-centric, and scope.
Okay.
This strategy emphasizes clarity and directness and a laser-like focus on achieving specific goals.
So FOCUS is like all business, no nonsense prompt engineering.
You could say that.
Okay.
It's particularly useful when you need the AI to provide concise, targeted information.
Okay.
So think of it as giving the AI a clear mission brief, outlining the objective, the criteria for success, and the boundaries of the task.
It's like saying, here's what I need, here's how I'll know you've succeeded, and here's where your focus should be.
Exactly.
And that user-centric aspect is really key.
It is.
Because it reminds us to keep the needs of the user at the forefront.
At the forefront of our design.
Yes, we're not building AI systems for AI's sake.
Yeah, right. We're building them to solve real-world problems and enhance human experiences.
So making sure that the AI is actually meeting the needs of the user.
Yes.
And not just showing off its technical prowess.
Exactly.
And so PromptSpark utilizes FOCUS to craft a system prompt for Wichita wisdom that emphasizes a user-centered narrative, ensuring the content captivates and educates users about the city.
So if someone were to ask the AI about things to do in Wichita, FOCUS would guide the AI towards providing relevant recommendations tailored to the user's interests.
So maybe suggesting museums or parks or restaurants.
Right. Perhaps local events based on their preferences.
Yeah. It's about making sure the AI is providing useful and relevant information.
Yes.
Not just like overwhelming the user with a data dump.
Exactly.
Okay, so these mega prompt writing strategies really showcase the depth
they do
and versatility of prompt engineering.
It's not just about typing a question into a chat box.
Right. It's about thoughtfully designing that interaction to get the most out of AI.
And what's so cool is how these strategies can be combined.
Yes.
And adapted to fit different situations.
Absolutely.
So prompt engineering is a creative process.
It is.
And there's no one-size-fits-all approach.
Right. It's about understanding the tools and techniques.
Yeah.
And applying them in a way that makes sense for your specific needs.
So it's like being a chef who can use different ingredients and cooking techniques
to create a delicious meal.
Exactly. And PromptSpark gives you the ingredients and the kitchen to experiment in.
That's a great analogy.
So whether you're a seasoned developer or just starting out with AI, PromptSpark can be your guide.
It can.
On this journey.
It's all about unlocking the potential of LLMs.
Yeah.
And creating innovative and engaging applications.
That can really make a difference.
Right. Okay, so we've covered like a lot of ground today. You know?
Yeah, it's been quite a journey. It has from like the fundamentals of PromptSpark to the like intricacies of these mega prompt strategies.
Yeah, and even touched on the power of fine-tuning.
Yeah, and I feel like we've only scratched the surface.
I know.
Of what's possible with this whole like prompt engineering.
Absolutely.
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah, it's like constantly evolving.
It is. There's always something new to explore.
Always.
So before we wrap up, I'd love to hear more about like Mark Hazleton's vision for PromptSpark, you know?
Yeah.
What's so inspiring about it is he doesn't see PromptSpark as just like a tool. He sees it as like a platform for education and collaboration.
I love that.
He wants to empower developers and AI enthusiasts of all skill levels to dive into this world of LLMs and to share their discoveries.
It's awesome.
So it's like building a community around prompt engineering.
It is.
Where everyone can learn from each other and push the boundaries of what's possible.
And PromptSpark really embodies that spirit.
It does. Through its educational resources and its commitment to transparency.
Yeah, and that's what I love is like when you're like looking at the results of different Spark variants, you get this clear breakdown of how each variant performs and like what factors contribute to its success or failure.
So it's like having a behind-the-scenes look at the AI's decision-making process.
It's like, wow, this is how it's thinking.
Yeah.
Sam, Mark's got some like exciting plans for the future.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
So he's looking at adding things like a transparency dashboard.
Oh, cool.
That provides even deeper insights into like the workings of LLMs. Interactive tutorials that guide users through the process of prompt engineering.
Step by step.
And even like a model comparison tool.
Oh, that's a good idea.
That helps you choose the right LLM for your needs.
Wow. So PromptSpark is constantly like evolving and becoming even more powerful.
And it all comes back to that core idea.
Yeah.
Of like democratizing access to AI technology.
Making it easier for everyone to understand and use these tools.
So you don't need to be a coding wizard.
Right. You don't have to be an AI expert
to benefit from this.
The key is just having a willingness to learn and experiment.
I think that's like the biggest takeaway from this deep dive.
What is that?
Is that anyone can become a prompt engineer.
I love that.
It's not about having a fancy degree or years of experience.
It's about understanding those principles of effective communication.
Applying them to the world of AI.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into PromptSpark, we want to leave you with a question.
Okay.
How might you use PromptSpark to enhance your own projects or explore the world of AI?
What would you do with it? That's a great question.
So maybe you're a developer who's always wanted to integrate AI into your apps.
Right.
Or a content creator who's curious about using AI to generate text. Or even a student who wants to learn more about this field.
Absolutely.
Whatever your goal, PromptSpark can be your companion.
It can be your guide
on this journey.
It gives you the tools, the resources, the community support to really dive into this world of prompt engineering.
And this is just the beginning.
It is. Right. The world of AI is constantly evolving. There are countless possibilities waiting to be discovered.
So embrace your curiosity.
Experiment fearlessly.
Never stop asking what if.
What if?
If you're intrigued by what you heard today, we encourage you to check out the PromptSpark website.
Absolutely.
It's at webspark.markhazleton.com/PromptSpark.
Go check it out.
You might discover your inner prompt engineer.
You might.
And unlock all these possibilities.
Oh, no.
So that's it for this deep dive into PromptSpark.
I've enjoyed it.
I hope you gained some valuable insights.
You too.
And you're feeling inspired to explore the world of AI.
The future of AI is in your hands.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.